Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back. We're back with the Remembrance Project. This is episode 2. I'm so happy to be here with you guys. We got the whole team ready. Today we're going to be interviewing one of my best friends. His name is Schook, and we're so excited to have you here. Let's go. What's going on, brother?
What's up?
Oh my god, it's been what, a year and a half now?
Pandemic has sucked.
Dude, I have not seen this guy in forever.
It's been a long time.
We're so happy to have you on here for episode 2.
I'm glad to be here.
How you feeling? How's life been? What's going on?
I mean, some days are good, some days are bad. I mean, like, with my disease, it's some days are better than others, from mental health to being sick. You know, it's just...
Just so that everybody knows, what exactly do you have?
So my disease is cystic fibrosis. It's a genetic lung disease that affects my entire body. So I have problems digesting food because of it. There's many different little things that are involved, from thick mucus coating all parts of my body.
Now,
it's just a problem.
Has it affected you throughout your entire life? Or
Yes, I'm born with this.
Genetically?
It's a genetic disease. I'm born with it since, I was diagnosed at 6 months. So.
6 months? Oh my god.
Yes.
So that must have not just been a weight on the person growing up with it, but also the family.
Yeah, my family didn't know what was going on with me. So in the beginning, I was crying, and it was normal crying, and it was very, I was constant. And no matter what doctors they saw, they couldn't diagnose me back in '93. And so my mom and dad had to move here to New York, since I was born in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, Nevada,
Yes.
baby.
So I was born in Vegas, and then we moved down here, and I saw a doctor who basically saved my life and diagnosed me. He's the only doctor of the many that they saw in New York and in Las Vegas that diagnosed me correctly.
Oh my god, so he basically saved your life.
Yes.
And just so that people know, this disease, the life expectancy wasn't long for a long time. Right?
Yeah, so originally my life expectancy was probably, they didn't think I was lasting until 15. I'm 27 now, so...
God, it's good, man.
Medicine is fantastic.
Science has come a long way.
Yeah, so...
You mentioned earlier that you had a couple of siblings. Do you have brothers, sisters? What are you?
I have all sisters.
Okay.
Well, Ava, Peyton, and Caitlin.
Yeah.
Their ages completely go past me. I don't repeat my own siblings'
sometimes
ages.
I forget my own birthday. Would you say that you're very close with them? Have they made a difference in your life?
Oh, yeah, of course.
With what's gone
Yeah.
on?
Me and my sister used to butt heads all the time when we were kids, but me and Caitlin are now very close. And I'm close with I call them the little ones, Ava and Peyton, all the time. Talk to them every weekend.
Now, when I first met you, you were kind of in a shell, and you've worded that for people before, that you didn't really go out, you didn't really do much. What pushed you that day when we first met 17 years ago to kind of break out of who you are and, do different things?
My mom.
Okay.
My mom was kind of like, go try to make friends.
Right.
And I was just like, whatever. I guess it's a wiffle ball. It's better than soccer.
Did you feel safer being inside? Was that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I hate I still to this day I don't like going outside.
Right.
When I'm with a group of people, I'll get into it later when we go through history. But let's just say that when I'm with a large group of people, things tend to end badly for me. Okay. No, it's never a good time to be with any amount than a handful of people in a room together with me.
And why do you say that?
Because people just they don't really care about themselves. So people don't wash their hands, they're not hygienic, they go out, they're sick.
Right.
And so if I get sick because of them, it's way worse. Potentially life-threatening. So
this pandemic couldn't have been any easier. You were already very cautious. You were going to the gym. You were doing a lot of different things in your life, and then this kind of came out of nowhere, like a shotgun out of a barrel, and
Yeah, like, I mean, to be fair, since I spend a lot of time playing video games and trying to make my own game, like, I stay in my room as much as I can anyway because I feel safe. It's like a bubble.
Right.
It's nice. It's comforting. I don't like leaving. But it was magnified. There's a difference between feeling like you want to be here and it's comfortable than feeling like you have to be here or you're risking your life. There's a huge difference between staying in your room in quarantine and staying in your room because you want to.
Let me ask you a question. Are you ashamed of this? Like, I don't want to say ashamed in a way of disappointed in yourself, but are you proud that you're able to show people that you have this disease and how to live with it, or do you wish that you could have lived a normal life? Like, which I know that's probably obvious.
Some days are it's back and forth. I mean, when I used to go to my old center, since I don't go there anymore since my doctor retired this year in December.
Right.
But I used to talk to kids who had CF. I used to help them.
Did you?
Yeah. So like if there's plenty of kids who were scared to have the same surgery that I went through, and I would talk to them about it. So there's days that I'm proud of myself for having it and going through it, but there's always every day. It's back and forth. There's plenty of days where I feel like I wish I was normal. It's tiring.
Yeah.
It sucks waking up and being in pain and not being able to move or
I could never imagine. I mean, I've been there for you as much as I always could, and I've seen some of the stuff you've gone through, and people with cystic fibrosis, ailments, things that they just deal with behind the scenes that we don't know. Sometimes it's just we don't know what's behind the closed door. So sometimes we have to take a step back and realize what we do take for granted. Now, one thing I want to ask you, because this is probably something that viewers really want to know. Are you religious or not so much religious? Since you're somebody with a life-threatening disease, do you think you'll go somewhere after, or what do you think is why this is happening?
No, I'm not religious at all. I used to be a long time ago. Not anymore. I was mostly going to church because of my grandmother. But especially once my grandmother died, I haven't even thought about anything in terms of religion. I've been very atheist, I guess, my entire life. I don't believe that there is a God or anything involving that kind of stuff. Okay. So, I think...
do you believe in energy? Do you believe, like, maybe your energy?
Not really. Okay. It's mostly, like... I don't believe in a higher power because if a higher power existed, then why am I like this? It's ridiculous.
I mean,
and absolutely. On top of that... It also, I feel like it detracts from every one of our accomplishments. Well, at least this is my opinion. I respect anybody who believes in religion, but if you say that everything is for God, then that just detracts from you. You put the work and effort in. There's not a higher power telling you or giving you that stuff. It's right. You. You are doing it, and you should be proud and happy about that.
And I respect that because, everybody's got their beliefs and what they believe in, and they're in.
I know any religion, anything. If that's what makes you happy, you get one life. You do what you want to do.
Absolutely,
that's it. Like there's no ifs ands or buts about it.
Viewing it like that, I could understand because sometimes we pride ourselves on certain things and believing in whatever power somebody believes in, but to know that it's truly you that's doing what you're doing by your own will, I think is powerful. And I think you've built some relationships with people. You've had a couple girlfriends, right?
Yes.
And you've made some really good friends, some wonderful
friendships.
Do you want to talk about maybe like the relationships or any kind of bonds you've had going on?
I mean, I won't go into specifics, but like I have a very small, close group of friends that I trust. I don't really trust a lot of people. So the people that I trust are very close. And I can relay almost any information to them. And that's the key. I think to be happy in life is to find that group of people or those specific people and be happy. Because so many people try to be as popular as possible. Try to have so many friends. Try to date as many people as possible. And at the end of the day, it's just... You need to find people that just understand you.
I could agree.
People try to be fake for just because they feel like they need to be like you only get one life, so you feel like you need to make it most out of it, and people think they're being famous or doing something that you need to do it.
Now, have you tackled some of the stuff that you say you only get one life at? Like, have you, for instance, gone and in your adulthood, like, have you've went to college, right?
Yes.
You've went for, what did you go for?
So I went to college for game design, game and programming. I just recently finally finished.
Congratulations, man.
It sucked. My advice, if anyone who was watching this, if I was you, my advice would be to not go to college. Don't do it. That'd be my best advice, because it's a giant waste of money.
Kind of a money trap.
It's just a giant waste of money. Like I don't want to say that and I feel bad, but it's like
it's tough, and I think that's
unless you need it. Like if you're going for a doctor, do it, right? Yeah. You have to. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. But if you're like,
so you're basically saying that if you had other options, you would
yeah. That's one of the things I do kind of regret, because like I'm making a game on my own, and getting into the job industry is really hard. So it's like, did I just put myself in debt for no reason?
And now trying to find something. I mean, I think most of us with the Remembrance Project team and people we know, we're all having trouble finding jobs, getting our jobs set. This is a pretty deep question, and I want to ask you: have you ever had suicidal thoughts because of this?
Surprisingly, I want to say no. Not like anything close to what other people have.
Okay.
You're not even close.
That makes you very strong.
I'm not good. There's people that rely on me. There's people that care about me. I could not hurt the people that matter to me the most. There's times when I want to, when I'm like, I wish I wasn't in pain all the time. I wish I was just done with it. Mm-hmm. But then it's like immediate, instant, like I go...
Now, when you say you're in pain all the time, what the hell are you talking about?
Like, there's certain days where I will feel like I can't move. There are certain days where my stomach feels like somebody punched it, like Floyd Mayweather smacked me right across the chest. There's days where I feel like insert MMA champion here at this time.
Kamaru Usman?
Just put me in a submission and just destroyed my body.
Well, unfortunately, as people know, with cystic fibrosis, it takes a toll on the human being fully. Drew prides himself on who he is, his personality, and the people he has around him. And honestly, it's a privilege to be sitting here with him today, just to have this interview, because,
it's my privilege to be here with everybody.
We appreciate having you. Now, before we wrap up a little bit, is there any positive things that you have going on that you're excited for your future?
I'm working on my own game. So
really, your own game?
Yeah, I've started my own company. I'm trying to make that work. And it's hard when you have no money. Welcome to life. Yeah. It's hard for me to even find a job with my condition, because all the factors for at least here in the United States, from health insurance to
health care to all that,
making a living wage. But yeah, I'm working on that and doing all that.
Do you think before people knew you, they judged you?
I still think people judge me to this day.
Really?
Yes.
So you think that before you even get a chance...
100% yes. If I tell somebody I have a genetic disease, people are just going to look at me different.
Okay.
People still look at me different to this day. It's even going to be worse with the pandemic. If I cough, it's just going to be... People are just going to... That's what people do. Kids even still to this day are just harsh. They really don't care. They have no filter. They have no sense of, I shouldn't say this, or I should say this. People don't have that filtered even now today. But
what extremities would you have to do, before you went to school and when you got home for your disease? Was there any ritual? Did you have to because you talked about a little bit with your disease. What do you have to do daily in order to help yourself, with the mucus and the function?
So I have to do treatments every day. So ever since I was a kid, I had to do treatments. And
what are treatments?
Nebulizer treatments. Okay. So for people that don't know, it's if you have asthma, it's just basically putting on a mask, and machine basically makes it a mist so that you can breathe in the medication that you need.
Okay.
I have to do it twice a day. If I'm sick, I have to do it 3 to 4 times a day.
Did you have to do this before you went in middle school?
Every day, yes. So
you were up way before even
school
school started.
Oh yeah. So like it gets worse in high school, because when in middle school I was up easily 2 to 3 hours earlier than before I had to go in. Okay. So it sucked, but yeah.
What happened in high school? Because that's when you started to develop your full identity and like what you wanted to do with your life, and kids became almost adults, and that's probably the toughest transition.
So going from middle school to high school was interesting. Middle school kicked the crap out of me, specifically, and high school really was not really like how people hype up high school, like high school was the greatest time of their life.
I remember that shit.
That's nothing happened. I mean, maybe because I wasn't popular. I was known, but I wasn't like super popular. Like the worst thing about high school was just I was sick, because there were so many people and they went into school without it. I was sick. I missed 2 years of high school in collective days.
And I remember that. I remember actually. There was a point where he was actually out for like over 100 days one school year, and he was in my computer programming class, and he was in the hospital. And you having to catch up, that must have been one of the hardest things for you, is like always staying in the loop, not just like friend wise, but also like education wise.
Oh yeah, it sucked 100%. If it wasn't for the fact that my teachers were nice and helped me along the way and kind of like gave me that little push that I needed to help me pass, it would have been a disaster. I did majority of the work. I busted my ass to get, to graduate. I did get good grades, but it was hard. Like there was a lot of tutoring hours. There's a lot of stuff. Now
transitioning into you went to college strictly online.
Yes.
And you went for a really tough program, which you talked about earlier in this interview. Would you say, even though life was harder, always have, being out and being around people, was it harder to stay, responsible going to school online compared to in school? It was easier?
100% easier.
100% easier?
Yeah.
Okay. Because it was the comfort of your own way.
I could do what I want. I can not have to worry about it. I didn't have to worry about getting up, really. Yeah. As long as I got my work done by Sunday, it was good.
Okay.
It was...
You kind of set a routine. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I put myself in ways to succeed. I did not go out of my way to... I'm not one of those people. Like, I'm one of those people that... Like, when you feel like you have to get something done, so you don't want to do anything because you're like, I need to get this done, that's how I am. Like, I can't play games if I'm sitting there going, man, I need to do homework. Because it's just like, it's going to eat at me. Because if I don't want to do it, but like I got to get it done. So.
Now, mentally, because we've talked about, all different points of your life. Mentally, what would you say to people watching this? How much it's taken a toll on you, not just your family, but, your friends and especially yourself. Mentally, how did you stay afloat? How did you get through this? Honestly, because I don't know if I could have.
That's an interesting question. The best thing I could say is just tough it out. Really, I had my friends. I had my places where I went to when I was down, or I was upset. Anime, games were escapism. It was great. I always had my bubble in my room that I could go to relax and not have to worry about things. Just kind of close the door and just let me be me type of ordeal.
Like
hash it out. If I need to sleep.
Like tune the world down in a way.
Depressive naps help a lot.
Okay. Depressive naps.
It's the truth. So, everybody goes through them. There's not a single person I don't think on this planet who is it's like, I need a depressive nap. But it's hard. I don't know how other people deal with it. I don't know how other people deal with a lot of things. But for me personally, it was just a lot of escapism.
Okay.
I like to go play games because not only do I enjoy them, but it makes me forget. I don't think about anything else.
And it was a way for you to not always be Drew, but to kind of be something else and to kind of relax and not focus on like what anybody else thinks of you and like, you know, what you're going through. You had that time to actually be yourself and to just stay away from it.
I mean, I do care what other people think about me when it comes to games, like my guild and stuff like that. But realistically, it's just when I'm playing a game and 7 hours pass, it's 7 hours that I didn't have to. If I'm in pain and I go play a game, then I'm not thinking about the pain, which makes that I'm not in pain because I'm not thinking about it. I'm not paying attention to it, and that really helps. So, you know, you do that kind of stuff, especially as a teenager, and that really helps get through that slog of every day. And, you know, it's like, what do I do? Okay. So.
Wow. I think one thing everybody really wants to know is, especially somebody like you who probably is the strongest person I've ever met, whether you believe it or not, what do you have to, what can you tell not just people but kids that maybe have cystic fibrosis or some sort of terminal illness that, you know, they don't see a reason to be happy, you know, and just what can you as a 20, you know, your late 20s, what can you tell these people just so that they have some sort of like role model? Like what could you do?
The best words of encouragement that I ever got was from an anime. It was Naruto. When I was a kid, I always connected to Naruto because, right here, because the Nine-Tailed Fox in the Naruto story was like my disease.
That's true.
And that's how I always equated it. And it's one of those things, it's like watching him when I grew up not giving up was one of those things that I needed. It was that boost that I needed. Because some days may be absolutely fucking terrible and it might be the worst in the world. But at the end of the day, you got one life. Right? Yeah. There's people that are relying on you. There's people who care about you. You know, and the best thing to do, at least in my opinion, is to tough it out because I never wanted to hurt people. I don't want to ever put anybody in a situation that hurts them. And thankfully, I haven't had such bad suicidal thoughts that I ever felt like I had to take my life. But it was one of those things that really pushed me to not feel that way. So my advice would be to anybody would be, depending on how you feel, to push through. And if you need that help, get that help. It could be from a TV show. It could be from a person. It could be from a fake thing. It could be from anything imaginable. It could be from animals. It's another thing how I coped, very much so. Cats are like my life. I love them. So I literally, cat's purr is scientifically proven to make you happy. So you know, you do things that you need. Playing games. All these things are just things that I found I enjoy. If it's drawing, doing sports, doing anything, then do it.
And you know, I just want to say, I think you made a kid smile today. You know, because a lot of people are going through it.
Yeah.
And you know, as corny as it may be, you know, you made me smile today because there's days I think I have it rough, and then I know people who really do. So
I'm not saying I have the worst. I know there's people who have worse than me. I know there's people who have my disease and have it worse than me. But it's at the end of the day, it's everyone goes through some shit. Like truly at the end of the day, for anybody who's watching this, everybody, no matter what you know, is going through something. Everybody, okay, and to them, it might seem like it's the most trivial thing. It might seem like, oh no, he forgot to do his homework, and he might be flipping out and having the worst day of his life. And you might think that's trivial, but to him, that's everything. And everybody goes through stuff, and everybody needs to know this. Like, you need to be supportive of others. Mm-hmm. Understand that, while it might not be your problem or anything, be compassionate, care. Because while it might not seem like the biggest deal in the world, and tomorrow they might realize, oh, hey, that doesn't mean anything. If you're not there and not supportive of them, then they feel alone. They feel lost.
Got it.
And don't ever want people to feel that way. So
You have a big heart.
go out there and
that's
be
one
nice.
thing. That's one thing I got to say. Like, you've always had a big heart. You go above and beyond for people, and sometimes you don't go above and beyond for yourself. Actually, I don't think you ever do. So,
Yeah, that's about accurate.
Well, we want to. Everybody that's a part of this team, we want to really thank you for actually just sitting down and having this conversation with us. I think before we wrap this up, we just kind of, we want to tell you that, we want to tell the viewers, if you ever want to, we have a cystic fibrosis donation fund that we're starting on our YouTube channel. If you ever want to donate, you want to put money towards it, it's for a good cause. I work with good people. We're trying to set up a run this upcoming year. It's going to be a 5K, and we want you to be a part of it. Drew's family to me. He's a great guy, and we thank you so much for being on this.
I'll at the bottom, I'll link. There'll be probably either an email address or something. So if anybody has any questions on cystic fibrosis, you can feel free to email that or a message or whatever the link will actually be.
Yeah.
And I will gladly answer any questions or anybody that anybody has.
Thank you, brother.
No problem.
If this made a difference to anybody watching, we hope this made you happy, and we hope it helped. And, just thank you so much for giving us this opportunity, man.
No problem.
Did a great job. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for watching episode 2 of the Remembrance Project. On my right, I have our film editor, Rob Starsky. On my left, we have our writer, Keith. We want to thank you guys for really sticking with us. It's a project we started on our own. And we have our main attraction right over there, Mr. Drew Schook. Thank you guys so much. Hit the link below. It's the foundation to our cystic fibrosis. We will be getting a run started if you want to sign up. Thank you guys, and stay tuned for the bloopers.
All right, what were you laughing at? I want to see it.
Don't worry about it. Pause it, you dumb fuck.
I'm gonna pause it.
No, I was curious. If it was about me, I want to see it.
It's probably about me. They always fucking rip on me.
No, you brought that in earlier. I wrote weave.
Oh yeah, I wish you guys said that. Damn, I wish you would have.
All right, guys. Well, that wraps up episode 2 of the Remembrance Project.
I'm in the thing right now.
What?
I actually look at the thing if I'm in the shot.
Let me see.
Well, don't move it. Am I in the shot?
Yeah, you're in it.
All right.
All right, go.
All right, guys, that wraps up episode 2 of the Remembrance Project. We hope you enjoyed. Thank you, Drew, for doing this and being a part of this, and we look forward to bringing you guys more episodes. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
You don't have to redo all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because... All right, guys, thank you so much for watching second episode of the Remembrance Project. Right here we have Rob Starsky, the film producer. We have the great interviewer, Rob Bastow here. The writer, Keith Bastow, and our...
He's off camera.
he's off camera.
I'm gonna walk in.
I keep forgetting.
This guy's fucking like losing his mind.
I
He's
keep
so
forgetting.
nervous right now. Come on, you got it. Do you want me to do it?
No, I got it.
I believe in you. That's why I told you to do it.
I got it.
I'm gonna walk in. Like, that's the point. Like,
Or
you're saying,
Drew, just
and our
come-
second
Drew.
episode.
Are you gonna walk into the shop?
Yes.
All right. So, like, when are you gonna walk in?
When you say my name, I'm going to walk in.
All right.
Unless you want me to be
What
here,
about
I'll
Sonny?
be here this entire time.
Sonny boy.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in for the second episode of the Remembrance Project. I'm alongside Rob Starsky, the film producer, the great interviewer, Rob Bastow, myself, the writer, Keith Bastow, and the fucking I can't talk.
Hold on a minute, man. This guy said the host. Bro, get this kid out of here.
Bro, I can't do this. This is why I write the questions, bro.
Drew, he goes, the host. Drew's hosting his own interview. Fucking different. Go like this. Just be like, thank you guys so much for watching the Remembrance Project. On my right, we have our filming editor, Robert Starsky.
You might as well do
I
it.
also
left,
like
we
keep saying the producer.
we
Like
have-
he doesn't say editor.
He's the director,
You just fucking do it.
director, producer, style lead, fucking...
Yeah.
I'll go in the middle.
Producer.
Sit down.
The host.
Thank you guys so much for watching episode 2 of the Remembrance Project. It's been a blast. We're so excited to bring you guys so much more. On my right, I have our film editor, Robert Starsky. On my left, our writer, Keith, and our logical thinker, because God knows I can't. And we also have our buddy, Drew. Thank you so much for being a part of this today, man. We'll see you guys on episode 3. Enjoy the bloopers.
Also, remember to look in the description below for our foundation, really.
You can cut this too.
Go on Funimation.
All right, do we have to redo it again?
Yeah.
One last time.
All right, here we go.
I'll just wait.
Yeah.
I'll just do a quick simple work.
All right. Go.
I try so hard not to smile, bro.